Well, the first day of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs criminal trial was everything it promised to be: allegations of sex, drugs, and violence. And the testimony from the first two witnesses so graphic that Diddy's twin daughters decided to leave the courtroom. Prosecutors are setting the stage for their star witness tomorrow, Cassie Ventura. Our Anthony DiLorenzo was one of the very few reporters allowed inside the courtroom. He's here with his observations and a dramatically different look for Diddy.
Certainly was. Diddy, the defendant, Shirley, looks starkly different from Diddy, the hip-hop mogul. He's given the appearance of a suburban grandfather wearing a gray hair and goatee and also a V-neck sweater to the trial. A stark contrast from the violent sex fiend jurors heard about today. Mrs. Combs, what did you think about today's testimony? Stone-faced and staring straight ahead, Diddy's mom left court with his children in tow. The first day of testimony started with that now infamous video of Diddy beating then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura 9 years ago in a Los Angeles hotel. And in opening statements, the defense had no choice but to own it, according to veteran attorney Gloria Allred.
What else can they do? There's a video of him beating her.
The government's first witness, Officer Israel Flores, helped narrate it, a hotel security guard who responded to the March 2016 incident at the Intercontinental, and testified after Diddy offered a wad of cash saying, "Don't tell nobody," to which the defense claimed was intended for property damages, but his team told the jury the 55-year-old is not on trial for domestic violence.
There's the federal crime of racketeering, that under that federal crime of racketeering, that there was kidnapping, that there was sex trafficking, that there was use of force.
And to lay that groundwork, the prosecution's second witness, a male escort, 41-year-old Daniel Phillip, who was first sent to Cassie's hotel room in Gramercy Park in 2012. Phillip testified he was paid $4,000 that night to have sex with Cassie while Diddy watched. And the sex work continued for a year. It was during this testimony Diddy's twin daughters left the courtroom.
Of course, it's a little embarrassing to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that about their parents.
About a dozen friends and family of the defendant watched and listened.
Really the first day, so it was a lot of information,
Phillip testifying he made thousands of dollars until he grew uncomfortable by the arrangement, when he allegedly saw Diddy get violent with Cassie, telling the jury he saw a liquor bottle fly past her. He grabbed her by the hair, started dragging her by her hair to the bedroom, and then screams. But he never went to the police because chances are that even if I did go to the police, I'd end up losing my life, he said. And tomorrow we're going to pick the case up right back there with sex worker Daniel Phillip again on cross-examination by the defense. And then the testimony everyone is waiting on pins and needles for. An 8-month pregnant Cassie Ventura. She is the government's star witness, Shirley.
And Anthony, you mentioned that it was difficult for Diddy's daughters to listen to some of that testimony. They actually had to leave the courtroom. But you're our eyes and ears inside. What was the reaction of some of the other family members who were there?
So it certainly depends on what was happening at the time. So in the beginning, we saw that Diddy ultimately was barely looking at the video of the hotel confrontation. At one point, he let out a sigh. The rest of the family, though, was watching intently on the video screens. We saw Diddy then at another point make a heart shape with his hands. During some of the breaks, he often turned around, talked with some of his sons. He'd nod at them, and at one point he said to his mother that she looked beautiful and blew kisses to her.
It definitely had a lot of family members inside to support him today.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for your reporting.